Good morning. It is February the 9th, 2018, and time to wrap up the week's worth of trading. All eyes are on the Emini this morning and whether it breaks or not. Both Europe and Asia stock markets are down by quite a bit. And the Emini is pointed lower right now, and that's taking treasuries higher with them. So the direction of the Emini will be the focus of probably most markets today. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have overcompensated for the impact of any of certain market factors such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. So all of my resistance levels that I did started on about 5 this morning are pretty much out the window below 2108. So this was the 13.5 to 11.5 where the last rotates up yesterday. And we have an H period high here at 8.5. So there's pretty good resistance at 8 to 12, say 13.5. Everything is pointed higher right now. I don't see them turning the E-mini around in Globex. They'll take, my guess is on the stock market, the players will take it lower at the start of the day session in the E-mini, and that should give us one more push up in the note. So we'll play for a 7 to 11, sell 1, 15 to 19, sell 2. Today's news, wholesale inventories, plus 0.2. No one will pay any attention to that. Baker Hughes rig count could be higher given the price of oil, 12.88. For North America, 9.46. For the US of A. So price of oil could make those come in higher. Nobody will pay a lot of attention to that either. We're going to have pretty good support at the buck. That's where the breakout was. So 29 to 01 by 1. And might take a 4 to get in depending on what happens in the E-mini. And then 21.25 by 2. Normally after an auction, the market moves sideways. The primary dealers have to get their books right, have to balance out, have to get the paper out to their clients. And their attention is usually drawn away without major news. We don't have major news this morning. Whether the E-mini is able to bust at 25.31 is probably where everybody is looking this AM. Now, the high came on Sunday night in Globex on January the 28th. So January the 29th, we saw a 28.79 plus. The selling is swift. The professional community's inclination is to be short. They're providing liquidity for the retail accounts. They work it back and forth. The retail accounts natural position is long. So when the market is rallying, you have the buying from the retail institutional account. You have the professional community providing liquidity, selling to them. And when that buying disappears, you got a community that wants to be short, and that's why you can have these tremendous drops faster than you could ever imagine. And that's the dynamic that creates that. Again, all my resistance points that were done way too early this morning are out. So we'll have 12 to 16 as number 1, 19.23 sell 1, 27.31 sell 2. On the buy side, started at 29, last rotate down was 5, we're at 11, so the buck to 4 will be number 1. 25.29 by 1. 17 to 21 by 2. Economic news out overnight. Didn't see anything posted out of Asia. The economic news out of the EU was strong, showing economic growth, showing contraction in Great Britain, the UK. And like I said, we don't have any news to speak of this morning for our markets. Gold, we got down to our 15 to 17. We thought we might have some support. Buy 1. 10 to 12, buy 2. If the Emini falls out of bed, it doesn't necessarily guarantee a rally in gold, but that's what you would typically expect. 23.25, sell 1. We'll play for a lower Emini, so we'll move our sells up. 28 to 30 for sell 2. The budget looks like it's going to go through. I haven't seen any. Nancy Pelosi's filibuster is over. The Democrats got pretty much everything that they wanted on the social spending, and Republicans too. No programs can be canceled. No budgets can be cut. And to increase the spending for the military, they had to increase social spending too. So, I mean, the game goes on. And that's why, how does it all end? It always ends in economic collapse. Venezuela is the latest example, and I'm not saying we're going to do what Venezuela does, but there is no political will to upset or change the status quo. Those that have the highest cash flow and are able to buy or influence the most votes want things exactly as they are now, and they pay politicians to keep them that way. And that's why it's so hard to change anything. Then it collapses. The new group of politicians will rise from the ashes talking about how bad their predecessors were and look what they did to the country, but they're going to come along and save them. And then you start the 50 to 100 year cycle all over again. So we understand the short side of the market. We don't have to be too worried about it. Okay, looking at the euro, 123 even, 123.10 picks up this area right here. And 25 to 35 comes in right underneath that, picks up this area right there, that last rotate up for sell 2. On the buy side, bottom of value is 70, 65. So 60 to 70 buy 1. And we'll make 30 to 40 buy 2. Pick up this area over here. Come in above this low volume area right there. That should be pretty good support. Crude oil was down. Headed for stops below 60. We've talked about that. We're very, very close. So, again, why would we want to be short? We've got a B behind us. We had heavy selling yesterday. 75 holds. So we've got this break in the market. That low is 28. That low is 33. Last rotate up in X period was 40. So there's a chance we can get back up to 50. So 25 to 50, I'd like to get a sell 1. 75 to the buck, sell 2. Stops below 60, 59, 75 to 60, buy 1. We're playing for lower prices, don't know if we'll get it. And then 25 to 50 for buy 2. I think it is a play for stops below 60 after that. Hard to say. We've come, what, $6 plus? Somebody will want to take some profits on that before the weekend's out. Okay, all eyes are on the yes. Those years in the wilderness, not 40 years, but a couple. So the stall, the doldrums in the Emini have not been a biblical proportion. And here we are. So we've got at the 75. Yesterday we did a great job of predicting where the market was going. We said 2600. If that, we thought we would get stops below 2600, and if the selling continued past that, we had guessed 75 to 80 is the next stop, as the stopping point, and we focused on 78 right there, that high volume number. Now again, if you don't believe high volume numbers are support or resistance and are attractors, take a look at that. And we were talking about that a couple of hours before it actually happened. Is the profile predictive? Yes, it is. And it's this predictive ability of the profile, because it combines time, price, and volume. Gives you some lead times. You can strategize. You can think about it. And then structure is the roadmap. It tells you where you're going to go. The market does have a memory. So right here, they stops below yesterday's low. Those are within reach. So we'll make 75, 77 by 1. And after that, I mean, if we bust the 75 area, there's no reason not to get down to 50. But structurally, we'll make 60, 62 the next stop, a dime below. And on the upside right here, you got to figure resistance is at 2600, so 99 to 01, sell 1. Put a question mark at 95. And then we'll make, get through that area. We'll make 9 to 11, sell 2. But you can see 15 right there is kind of a key number. Okay, what is the move that screws the most people up short term, with everybody expecting the market to break? Be a quick rally, take the weak short seller position, then come back and test support. The thing that hurts the most people is for a lower market. And everybody will be trying to figure out where Chairman Powell's put is. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. I'm going to get busy on that. I will be back with you as soon as possible.